All right, so we got a 14 Range Rover Sport Supercharged, and we got this common issue going on, right? So just cut the power on. And how many of us got this issue where we get the power going, let's go to extra features to access our camera. Cut the volume down a little bit so we can focus. All right, so we go to cameras, then we click on the little camera button, and it's going to show us all of our cameras, but that reverse camera isn't activating. So when I go in reverse, we just get this little blank screen right there, and it doesn't show me what's going on. We're going to fix that today. So to fix this issue, first thing we have to do is we want to take the panel off on the back, and I'm going to show y'all how to do that in a second. We want to take that panel off and basically, you know, take it off, see if it's any corrosion or if any water been getting to it. And if it has been getting to it, then we're going to plug it back up and test it again. But if you've done that step already, then you need to order you a new camera, okay? A replacement camera. I got it from the dealership. They are rather expensive. I'm not going to hold you up. This guy was like $576 just for one camera. Mind you, you got two cameras on the mirror, your cameras in the front, and then your reverse camera. So it's like, what, 5 cameras on this guy? But this one camera, it is quite expensive, but it's not as tedious to fix. So let's get into the repair part.
The first thing we want to target is this guy right here, right? We want to take this strip off. But to take this strip off, we got to first pop the trunk, let it run in sequence, and then we're going to go ahead and pull it down manually, all right? We want to pull it down manually because when we're taking the seam off, I got me a little Pro Tool right here. And I got these from Harbor Freights. I got a whole pack of them. They were running under like 10, 15 bucks. I bought them so long ago because I do detailing. But we want to start with the out seams. And we just pry this guy off. Just be careful, you know, you don't want to just go pry crazy. And they got little slots in there. And you'll feel them as you go. And they pop. Right here is the whole camera mount. So you want to be careful right there. And go around it. Actually, I'm going to go to the other side. Just to start working it away over here. And just be gentle with it. You don't want to scratch or paint or anything like that. But you'll feel it as it's given. And it's pretty snug in there. You got some up top as well. You want to hold this edge because you don't want it to try to find its way back in. And we just want to work our way across. And not be too aggressive. Just want to loosen it up. Just take your time with it. Don't break nothing because you don't want to have to replace this part. The camera is already expensive enough, right? You got a little tight tuck down here. Just trying to find the pressure points to get it to give. And then, where we go. There we go. It's a little snug in there. Hey, there you go. You see you got 2, then you got these 4 small ones, and then the 2 on the outside. And this little one at the bottom. But the biggest thing, if you can see all this mud and stuff that gets entrapped behind it. Like, you will never see this because it's seated up there, and I think that has something to do with how these things go out. Okay, so this is our camera unit right here, and we're just going to take this off, disconnect it, and start a new camera, all right?
All right, so now that we got that cover off, the camera mount is right here. So this is the regular camera. The surround camera has a different housing, but this guy actually, it comes, like if you jiggle it, it'll come right up. Just be careful because it's seated in there pretty well, but if you just jiggle it out a little bit, it'll end up giving for you. You don't want to go too crazy because you don't want to break it. So, give me 1 second. All right, so actually I use 2 hands to like wiggle it out, but you can see as clips on the side. If you got a Pro Tool, you can actually stick them in on the side to loosen up here. And I don't know if you can see, I'm focused. You got 2 little clips on each side, and these 2 guys up front, and they just kind of snug around this housing. So you just gotta, you know, pry it and wiggle it out and it'll come out. And then this is your connection. With this connection, you just wanna take it off. It's just a little clip right there. I'll push that clip in. Oops, sorry. So a clip. And once you get the clip, it's actually 2, it's 1 up top as well. And just jimmy this thing out. All right, so this connector right here, it's pretty snug. You see it got 1, 2, 3. And while it's connected, you kind of got to pinch both sides. Really couldn't get that part on video too much, but here we are, okay? So the camera is actually entrapped in this housing, and we're going to just pull this housing out, remove this camera, and install the new one, okay? And the new one is just a single camera, right? This little guy right there. This thing, almost 600 bucks. For the dealership to do this, y'all don't want to know what the price is. That's why I'm doing the video on it. It's real simple. Only tool I use so far is just a pry tool to take off the molding on the back. And that's it. And I'm about to pull this plastic housing out and just swap the cameras out. All right, so this plastic cladding in here, when you removing this, you want to start with the 2 bottom ones, okay? They sit right here at the bottom. Just lift them up. I'm using a flathead screwdriver. Just lift them up, and then you got to work on the 2 top ones. Now it's hard plastic, so they're in their spring pretty tight. So you got to press down on them, but don't press too hard because you don't want to break it. And just play with it a little bit. It took me about 2 minutes to, you know, finally jimmy it out. Now I got the camera exposed. I want to take this guy out. And look at that. All this mud, corrosion, dirt, griminess. Ugh. There's no wonder why this camera went out. And you can see it's wet and all nasty up under there. And it's literally disgusting around this thing versus the new one. But before I put the new one in, I'm about to plug it up, make sure I'm getting a read inside the car. Then I'm going to put it all back together. So let's try that out. So again, I'm just about to take my new camera, right? And I'm going to plug it in real quick. Make sure I'm plugging it in correctly. All right, so I gotta plug it in sideways because you can see the housing match up with that. So plug it in sideways. If I can get it to go. Yeah. Or maybe I gotta go the other way. All right, so it's only one way it's gonna plug up. So I got it plugged up. Now let's go check and see if we get a feed inside the car. Again, we wanna go ahead, power it up. Once it allows me, I'm gonna tap the camera, go to extra features, camera, let's look at all of them, and bam, look at that. Our reverse camera is finally back working. Presto. We did good. And now we're just about to put it all back together and get our car back in shape. So that's how you change the camera. And so again, we just put that on there to test it. We're about to take this guy off and put it back in the housing, put the cladding back on, and put the strip back on, and we back in business, y'all. I got the new guy seated in there, and I'm gonna just go ahead and put the cladding back together. I'm gonna do it in the reverse. So when we took it apart, we had the bottom pieces was released first, and then we did the top. So to reverse that order, I'm gonna go top first. And bottom. So bam. It's secured, back to perfect. Got the new camera in, it's installed. Now let's take it, hook it back up, and put our molding back on and see how it looks. All right, so got this guy hooked back up. Still a little dirt under there. I'm gonna just grab one of my rags and just swipe under here real quick. I'm just trying to get it clear as possible. It ain't gonna be perfect, you know? So just trying to dust it out best as I can. All right, so we're gonna take this guy, we're gonna hook him back up. And again, goes in there sideways. Like a weird setup. Yeah. Just gotta line it up perfectly. Or is it, do I got it on backwards? No, that's right. Just gotta get this guy going. Uh-oh. All right, let me pause the video. All right, so once you put this in, right, make sure this barcode is faced up on the camera, because once you put it in, the sensor can only connect one type of way. If you got it in backwards, it won't connect. So the serial number needs to be face down, and like this little scan code should be upright. All right, because once you sit it in, I'm gonna show you. It's in like an L shape. It'll connect perfect that way. But if you got it backwards, say if I had the serial ID up there, it's not going to go. It doesn't quite snug. Okay, so make sure you got the barcode faced up, and it'll snug right in. So let's slap our cladding back on there. Okay, and again, I cleaned it out best I could. And we're gonna pop this guy back in. And it pops in way easier than it does to, you know, come out. So everything, bam, Popped in. Look like it came straight from the dealer now. All right. So now I got that back in. We're gonna connect her. Bam. And we're gonna put her back in. And like I said, just pops right in like that. Like I said, everything go in easier than it comes out. So bam. And we're gonna get the cladding. I just set it in the trunk. We're gonna line this guy back up. And notice the fat wedges. You can start with those, but there's really no method to putting this back on. See, it just easily slip back on, and we can literally pop it now. Remember, in the middle is just 4 up top. Then the outer right too. Pop, pop. And we can see it's snug. Make sure it's snug all the way. You got 2 here, 4, 2. So that's 8 altogether. I got these 2 to pop. Cool. The middle, good. Get my little tool out my trunk. And close the trunk all the way. Now let's hop in the car and see how it all looks now. Okay. Set that to the side really quick. Bam. Again, let's give it some power. I really need to clean her up. She's clean on the outside, but a little dusty on the inside. Bam. Matter of fact, let me start her up and see how it looks when I reverse. Because before, when I threw it in reverse, I was just getting a blank screen. But now, she's in reverse. Let me cut that sensor off. I got a full camera now. Look at that. Beautiful. Slap her in park. Let me look at all my cameras. Again, go to extra features. Camera. The camera button. And you can see all of my cameras are now fully functioning. Okay. Got my proximity views functioning. Oops, press proximity. Got my special views functioning. Everything is good. And you notice that lag stopped from earlier with the top camera. I guess for some reason they all got to be in sync, but now that they are, got a happy car, and there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.